So on today's podcast, we're talking about the fact that each one of us have a blank canvas in front of us. One to be painted this year for the things we want to do, but more importantly, the person that we want to be and those cultures that we're hoping to shape with the people around us. Our canvas is blank. Welcome back to the Thermostat with Jason Barger. If you're currently on a commute, a walk, or just a micro break in your day, glad you're making time to step back, to think, and to reflect on the next steps on your journey. I've never been more convinced the best leaders and team cultures in the world are the ones that make time to step back, breathe in good oxygen, and calibrate their thermostat. I hope today's conversation leaves you feeling grounded and inspired. Now let's dive into today's topic to engage our minds and hearts in order to authentically lead and create compelling cultures wherever we are in the world. Hey everyone, it's Jason, and welcome back to the Thermostat Podcast, wherever you are and however you're coming to the podcast today. Welcome in. So glad you are here. We are in season 10. Hard to believe. We've had 10 seasons of this podcast now. So amazing how this continues to grow, spread, connect with people all over the place. So glad you are here. If you've been with us from the very beginning, so glad this continues to add value to your life and your work. If you're new to the podcast, if you found us, if somebody recommended, you stumbled upon us, however you got here, so glad you're here. Hope you'll go back and check out. There's over 310 episodes now or something like that. So all you got to do is Google my name, Jason Barger, whatever topic you want around leadership, culture, mindset, trust, accountability, emotional intelligence, servant leadership, whatever it is you're looking for. And chances are you're going to find something that resonates with you. My commitment to the listeners, every time I record one of these, I want this to be a time in your day, in your week, for you to be able to step back, have some good oxygen breathed into you, and think about the temperature that you're trying to set in your life and your work. So we'll continue to, and I know we've got an exciting season ahead of us, but we're going to continue to create content that hopefully engages your mind and your heart and meet you where you are. If you will do me the quick favor before we start off and kick off season 10, rate the podcast 5 stars, leave an authentic review in your own words on whatever platform you're listening on. Share the podcast with friends, colleagues, on social media, whatever's authentic for you. Hey, let's have a listen to this episode and let's talk about it. Subscribe if you haven't done that. Those are all the ways in which you help amplify the messages. And for everybody that does that, I thank you very much. Excited to have you here and start out season 10. So we're kicking off a new year, and with that comes New Year's resolutions, of course. Whenever we get into January, we're kicking off a new year. Everybody around us seems to be talking about goals. Everybody runs in their different directions, naming all the things that they're going to do or all the stuff that they have ahead of them in the year ahead. So, a new year comes with kind of turning over a new leaf. It's starting fresh. The slate is wide open. All of those analogies or those sayings happen. And I will say that your canvas is blank. A new canvas is ready and waiting for all of us to be painted. And so my new invitation to you is to think about what is it in the year ahead for you in your life, in your work, for the people and the cultures that you're trying to create with your team and your organization. Your canvas is blank, and I'm excited to talk about what that might mean today as you begin to vision for the culture and the future that you're trying to shape in the year ahead. Commonly we know this is just practice, is that people come racing into January each year with their new resolutions, their goals. They're often focused on things that they're going to do. They're going to work out more. They're going to drink less. They're going to quit eating junk food. They're going to travel more. They're going to make more sales. Whatever that is, they create a list of goals for themselves, the things that they're going to do in the year ahead. I'm just here to remind you, your canvas is blank. My canvas is blank. And before you start telling me all the things you're already committed to and obligations that you have, of course you do, we all do, but we have the terrific and privileged opportunity to paint this year's canvas however we want. Today's episode will help us reflect on that person we hope to be in the new year ahead and the vision for where we want to go, what you want to experience, and who you want to be with. Your canvas is blank. So on today's podcast, we're talking about the fact that each one of us have a blank canvas in front of us, one to be painted this year for the things we want to do, but more importantly, the person that we want to be and those cultures that we're hoping to shape with the people around us. Our canvas is blank. But before we dive into today's podcast, let's pause, take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Many teams and organizations right now are realizing that they need to do both. They need to engage the minds and hearts of their people in person, where everyone in the room can experience the energy of congregating together and find clarity for the road ahead. And they also need to continue to find ways to engage the minds and hearts of their people virtually, with those who are working remotely or at a distance. So, if you are in the process of planning your next team meeting, company all-hands event, conference or culture summit, and are looking for support with a powerful keynote speech, facilitated team conversations that are the currency for change, or deeper development on leadership mindset and an intentional strategy for the culture you're trying to create, I hope you'll contact us at jasonvbarger.com, jasonvbarger.com. It is my privilege and our honor to partner with great people to provide support in these areas. We want to breathe oxygen into your leaders and throughout your organization so you can set the temperature you want for your culture. We look forward to connecting with you soon. I hope you'll contact us at jasonvbarger.com, jasonvbarger.com. It is my privilege and our honor to partner with great people to provide support in these areas. We want to breathe oxygen into your leaders and throughout your organization so you can set the temperature you want for your culture. We look forward to connecting with you soon. In my travels and collaborations with many different teams and organizations across sectors, I'm often asked to tell the surfing story. Those of you that know me or have been listeners to this podcast, or you've seen me speak, or I've worked and consulted with your team and organization, then you know the surfing story that I'm referencing. But everywhere I go, people say to me, "Hey, tell the surfing story." And I'm so glad that it has resonated with so many people. But I talk about the experience of learning to surf one time when we were in Mexico with my family, and we all signed up to take a surfing course. And when we all got the wetsuits on and we went out to the beach and the instructor was there to teach us how to surf, there we were standing, getting ready to surf. And for the first 5 minutes of the course, all he had us do was lay down on our bellies on the beach and then pop up on the sand. He was showing us how to get up on the surfboard. Well, finally, after about 5 minutes of practicing how to surf, he said, "Hey, if you want to know how to surf, you got to know one thing. You got to know one thing." And he said, "Where you look is where you go. Where you look, your body will follow." And ever since then, as I tell that story, and I certainly when I'm keynote speaking or when I'm in front of an audience, I tell the story in an even hopefully more riveting way than I just shared it here. But the main point of it is, where you look, your body will follow. What gets your eyes, what gets your heart, what gets your focus, your body will follow. And this resonates with so many people because it's so true in our personal lives, in our work lives, and in our collective eyes as teams. Where we look is where we go. Vision is critical. I hear time and time again within teams and organizations that if the vision isn't clear, then people tend to get hesitant, stuck, or begin to search for alternative options. Clarity of vision, clarity of mission, clarity of role, clarity of game plan, all are critical to move a vision from just a daydream to an actual created reality. So for the canvas that we all are trying to paint or going to attempt to paint in the coming year, your canvas is blank, as so is mine. And so we get to vision for what we want it to be. And where we look, our bodies will follow. So what do we want to give our eyes to? What do we want to give our focus to? What do we want to give our attention to in the year ahead? This is the season that so many people, again, make their New Year's resolutions. and they start to paint their canvas with things like they're going to work out more, drink less, eat, quit eating junk food, travel more, make more sales, whatever those things are. But it's a list of goals for themselves, the things that they're going to do in the year ahead. Yet, what's so interesting is the analytics of these goals aren't very promising. The neighborhood gyms and workout classes that are packed on January 5th are often barren. They're, close to empty by February 5th. Research says that 70 to 80% of New Year's resolutions have been quit within 3 to 4 weeks. What this tells us about human behavior is we often get fired up and have the best of intentions, but why don't those resolutions we make last? Why can't they make it past at least the pathetic kind of 3 or 4 week mark? At least hopefully till April or so. But the research really says about 3 to 4 weeks in, most people, whatever their resolution was, they're going to eat better, they're going to sleep more, drink less, have more, whatever that is, after about 3 to 4 weeks in, 70 to 80% of people, the research says, have already given up on their resolutions. My theory is it has to do with our focus, where our New Year's resolutions or goals are being born out of. So the subtle but very important mindset shift that I'm talking about is moving us from doing all the things we say we're going to do to being. Who are the people that we're aiming to be? The ones that seem to fail more easily with this whole New Year's resolutions idea are the ones where the goal is kind of rooted in their doing, all the things that they say they're going to do. Again, work out more, eat less, sell more, etc. The focus is on a task, and when it is as shallow as just the task, we tend to lose interest in it more quickly. It becomes another something that we have to do, and it's lingering over us. It's something we think we ought to do rather than something we are compelled to be. So therein lies the subtle difference of the mindset shift that I'm talking about. The most successful, as I've researched and looked at and experienced, but the most successful humans, leaders, spouses, entrepreneurs, parents, teams, and organizations are the ones that are rooted in their being, not just their doing. Who are they compelled to be drives what they then do, not the other way around. It may seem like a subtle and somewhat meaningless distinction to you, but the focus is the secret sauce. It is the nuanced focus of this that matters. For example, when someone has a deeper rooted conviction of being healthier in the new year, the doing is secondary. The doing becomes the action plan for a goal that's much more compelling. From the be, they decide to do a workout schedule or a diet or a healthier mindset or a pace, etc. Their being drives their doing. It's deeper. The goal has a much deeper thing than just what they're going to go do. As I paint my canvas for the year ahead, and as again you paint yours, I encourage you to think about the person you hope to be in the year ahead. Then start painting your canvas with actions, experiences, people, places that help support that person that you're hoping to be. Not just all the things you're going to go do, but what would be the person that you hope to be, and then what would you do based on that being? For me this year, and in fact, these words have been my mantra for about the past year or two, I keep seeing the words joy, connection, and impact. Those are the 3 words for about the last year or two that continue to kind of rise up in my brain of the person that I'm hoping to be or what I'm hoping to kind of drive me. And what that means to me is I'm seeking joy, and I want to bring it with me wherever I go. I want to create connections and breathe oxygen into the relationships that mean the most. And I want all my actions in support of people to have a positive impact on others and in the world. My being, hopefully being joyful, rooted in connections and aiming for impact, I hope drives my doing. I aim to bring that spirit with me into all of the teams, the organizations, and the people that I'm going to support in the year ahead. But I also aim to bring those into my life as a husband and as a dad and as a friend. I'm hoping that I bring joy, connection, and impact. And from my being, it drives what would I go do if I were going to try to seek and find joy, create and make connection, and have a positive impact on the people around me. I want my being to drive my doing, and that's part of the canvas that I'm going to begin to paint, just like hopefully you're going to begin to paint your canvas. So as you paint this canvas of your own, I invite you to think about some questions to ponder for the new year as you paint this canvas. Who do you want to be? How would you articulate who is the person that you're hoping to be in the new year? Then what will you do as a strategy to bring that being to life? What experiences, people, and actions will you paint on your canvas for the year ahead? What experiences, what people, what actions, what is it that you want to do in order to be that person? I hope today's podcast got you thinking in some good ways. I hope this season 10 kicks off in a great way for you, and the canvas that you're going to paint is right out in front of all of us. I hope you begin to paint that. As always, I hope you subscribe, rate, review, share the podcast with everybody around us. I hope you reach out to us as we begin a new year of the podcast. With any questions, you can track us down, jasonvbarger.com, or email us info@jasonvbarger.com. If you have any feedback on the podcast, any topics that you want us to get to, or if you just, if anything that we're talking about would be supportive to your team, your organization, developing people and culture in the new year, I hope you'll track us down and we can set up time to talk and learn more about what it is you're trying to do. Lastly, I'll just remind us all to step back, remember, be a thermostat, and breathe good oxygen. Thank you for listening to today's podcast, and I hope the messages and questions stimulate positive change along your path. As always, if these messages resonate with you and add value to your life, I hope you'll help amplify them throughout the world. Please rate, comment, and share on whatever podcast or social media platform you're using, and share this podcast with the people in your life or work who should be part of these conversations. That way, this spirit does, in fact, spread. If these messages or developing leaders and culture would be helpful to you and your organization, please contact us at jasonvbarger.com, jasonvbarger.com. And remember, we are all ambassadors for the culture we want to create in our life and work. We have to own the vision we want to be a part of. The future of leadership is you, is me, is us. Be a thermostat.